They are called the Paradise Papers, and they've flooded the airwaves this week.
There is something called the Paradise Papers.
Der sogenannten Paradise Papers.
Vamos a hablar de Paradise Paper.
Millions of leaked documents about offshore tax havens, shared among 300 investigative journalists worldwide, who set off to find out who was hiding what, where. In the UK, the Paradise Papers expose secrets of the royals.
And according to leaked documents, that also includes investments offshore.
In America, it was the U.S. Commerce Secretary's business ties to Putin cronies. Here in Canada, we showed you how offshore trusts were linked to confidants of the Prime Minister.
The Prime Minister shockingly said that his billionaire buddy and chief Liberal bagman is innocent and pure as the driven snow.
But it's not just the politicians and the privileged. Deep inside the Paradise Papers and other offshore leaks, we found out interesting things about the entertainment industry and the high-end international art world. We start tonight with the CBC's Dave Seglins and the secrets of Canada's Super Scalper.
Hello, it's me. I have been bluffing this whole time, and I'm so relieved to finally tell you that I am, of course, coming on tour, and I can't wait to see all of you there. So see you all very, very soon.
And just like that, Adele, international pop sensation, kicked off a worldwide scramble.
Oh my God, we're trying to buy Adele tickets and I'm so stressed out.
Watch this as Canadian fans try to get tickets online.
Oh, there's a countdown clock now. I see it.
Look how many computers we have going right now. This is terrifying.
So we have 4 computers going, trying to get tickets to see Adele.
Did we just miss the joke that it's, hello, you're now currently online to search for tickets? I'm opening a second browser.
Here we go, friends. If we can't get it on 4 computers, I think this is probably a lost cause, and it's impossible to get tickets to her show.
This is the new normal for fans trying to get a few seats for a big show.
I feel like there needs to be a better system for the average consumer.
This is an absolute nightmare.
How long do you have to make a decision?
48 seconds.
Just get them. Just get them.
Chris is in. Oh, I'm in! I'm in! I'm in! Get away.
How did you get there?
Just get away, get away.
The emotional ride pays off for some.
We're going to Adele!
Please give me these. Please give me these. Your order's complete! Your order's complete! Your order's complete! Yes!
That's awesome.
Yeah!
You got...
But others are simply shut out.
She had 4 shows in Toronto. There's no excuses as to why I didn't get a ticket. And you know what? Neither did half my friends, so I think the whole thing's rigged. I think that a lot of scalper people bought all the tickets, and now we're left with nothing. All of her fans.
Well, what is more depressing than an Adele song? Well, apparently, if you're trying to buy tickets to her upcoming North American tour, that is it.
The flash sellout made headlines. Scalpers had targeted Adele's concerts, jamming the online ticketing system.
Perhaps this fan said it best. Hello, from the ticket line. I've clicked refresh 1,000 times.
Thousands of seats scooped up instantly and reappeared on resale websites at huge markups.
We found tickets on StubHub going for as much as $11,000.
But who are these scalpers trying to cash in? Our investigation has discovered one of the biggest is a Canadian, Julien Lavallée, 30 years old from Quebec. But how did he pull it off? CBC has obtained sales records from some of Adele's shows. Watch as he goes on the attack. 10 a.m., tickets go on sale for her UK concerts. An army quickly strikes, buying up seats. Purchase after purchase, seconds apart. Names keep reappearing, Julien Lavallée's, his wife's, his dad's, each time appearing to be in a different city, simultaneously in Chicago, Los Angeles, Boston, or Montreal. 310 tickets in just 25 minutes, all destined to be resold online. Either Lavallée's clicking really fast, or he's using aggressive software, what are known as bots. Downtown Toronto, the heart of Canada's theatre district. Scalpers can make a lot of money here, too, on big-name shows.
They go in and they kidnap the tickets. They hold them ransom, and the highest ransom gets the tickets.
John Karastamatis knows better than anyone. He's with Mervish Productions. His online box office is routinely hit by scalpers, including Canadian Super Scalper Julien Lavallée.
We found out that, in fact, he, through his name and through his wife's name, had purchased 20 tickets to the Book of Mormon when it was first here a few years back.
Lavallée somehow got more than the 8-ticket limit. It's unclear if he resold them, but other scalpers cashed in, stopping fans from getting tickets at face value.
The average resold ticket for Book of Mormon in Toronto, it was trading about $400 Canadian, and yet the ticket prices varied from about $40 to about $170 Canadian. That was the face value of the tickets. So you can do the math. It's quite profitable, and you don't actually have to do a lot of work.
But just who is this Canadian online ticket whiz? We've learned Julien Lavallée got his start in the business in his early 20s, living with his parents, reselling concert and hockey tickets. From Facebook photos, he's a big fan of the Philadelphia Flyers, once played on a hockey team called Prime Tickets. He recently got married and bought this $1 million home just down the road from mom and dad. But just how much is Lavallée raking in? That was private until this week, when the Paradise Papers revealed thousands of offshore accounts of the world's elite. And among the millions of records, CBC Radio Canada and the Toronto Star discovered Julien Lavallée and his growing global business. His gross sales in 2013, $6.8 million in Canada and the US. The next year, $7.9 million. This infuriates theater lover John Karastamatis.
I personally think it's criminal because he's making it off the backs of the artists or the performers, and he's stopping the real aficionado, lover of those arts and events from having access to them, and he's giving them to the highest bidders.
But hold on, how does Julien Lavallée sell all his tickets? He relies on StubHub, his go-to resale website.
Sometimes, no matter how much they're looking forward to the gig, some fans are unable to use their tickets.
The company's marketing? If you get sick or worse, and can't go to the show, use their site to sell your tickets to another fan.
When they can't go, you can buy their tickets.
The CEO of eBay, StubHub's parent company, brags of huge profits in interviews with the business press.
StubHub is the largest secondary ticket market in the US, and as of last week, now in the world. We purchased a business in Europe, and it now is taken StubHub to 47 different markets.
And it's true, StubHub is now huge, but nowhere on its website do they mention where they're getting so many tickets. No mention of mass scalpers. And take a look at this. We found something very interesting. We found a secret login page that leads to a handbook for what StubHub calls top sellers, incentives for sellers who move at least $250,000 in tickets a year, better deals for selling $500,000, $1 million, even $5 million worth, and special software to upload and manage thousands of tickets at a time. StubHub taking a cut on every sale, basically scalping the scalpers. The Paradise Papers also revealed Julien Lavallée has big plans using his connections with StubHub. He's expanding and is now targeting Europe. So we headed to the UK and found somebody already on Lavallée's trail. A warning, he's got some unkind words for scalpers, language some might find offensive.
For the love of God, if anyone needs a bit of respite and a bit of entertainment, it's the average guy in the street that's working his nadgers off to feed his bloody family and keep the wolves away from the door.
Here in the UK, Reg Walker is on the hunt for scalpers, and it's a full-time job.
You've got kids fucking for Justin Bieber and they queue up for, half a fucking day. They'll be out freezing overnight outside the box office. And then by the time they get to the box office, all the tickets are gone. Some fucking scalpers rips them off online.
Walker is in security, hired by artists, concert halls, and festivals. He's paid to keep an eye on who's coming and going, looking for anyone who might be trying to harm or fleece the fans. At the gates, but also online, where he monitors ticket sales and where he's spotted and is now tracking Julien Lavallée.
In the last 3 years, we're talking certainly in the thousands. We're talking maybe 10,000 tickets.
Walker suspects Lavallée is using bots and fake identities to snatch up seats.
There's no legal way to harvest tickets. If you pretend to be multiple consumers, or if you pretend to be a consumer and you're acting as a business, it's a criminal offence.
He says he's tried to warn StubHub that he believes the tickets were obtained illegally.
One of the staff at StubHub told me that he was one of their biggest global resellers. What was also paradoxical was that I made StubHub aware that we suspected that Lavallée was committing offences in the UK, and I have the email reply from their Trust and Safety Department where they said, please report it to law enforcement and they'll be happy to cooperate.
What do you make of that?
I think it's the most polite way I've ever been told to go away. They weren't interested that I've ever had.
We wanted to know what StubHub tells average customers about Scalpers and the source of StubHub's tickets. An online business, they have few storefronts, none in Canada, but there is one in the heart of London where fans can find last-minute deals.
I'm here for another 2 nights, and I'm looking, how does this work? How do I get tickets?
The staff, very helpful, offer to set me up with concert tickets.
How do I know that this isn't like some big-time scalper or something?
Oh, well, it's verified. We won't let anyone on our website unless they're verified and when they're proving their business with us. We've been working with these guys for years.
So you know these guys that move a lot of tickets?
Yeah. So they sell tickets for all the big theatres in London.
No mention of Lavallée or industrial-scale scalpers. But in the Paradise Papers, remember his expansion plans? Well, there's more to it. We have his resume where he describes his UK plans as a partnership with StubHub. We showed the resume to security specialist Reg Walker.
Take a look at, if you would, what he says about his expansion plans.
Enter the United Kingdom secondary market with a partnership with StubHub for the secondary resale of tickets. A partnership with StubHub.
What are you thinking?
I think if that statement is true, that puts a whole different dimension on StubHub's business model. If that statement's true, that's absolutely disgraceful. And I would be calling for a criminal investigation at StubHub as well.
But where is StubHub's top seller, Julien Lavallée? The search takes us to an unlikely place.
Hello there, my name is Mark Daly. I'm from BBC Television. I'm also working in collaboration with some colleagues from Canada. I'm looking for Mr. Lavallée.
There's always more to our stories. You can keep up with the Fifth Estate by subscribing to our weekly newsletter. We'll tell you what we're working on and share updates on past stories. Sign up on our website at cbc.ca/fifth.
The beauty and wonder of live music. Artist, fans, pure joy. Mumford & Sons posted this concert on their website, where they're also waging a campaign against scalpers.
I think that scalping is a kind of parasitic business.
The band's manager, Adam Tudhope.
There's a really important transaction that goes on between a creative person in the music world and a fan that goes beyond the transaction of paying for a ticket or buying some music. And that is, to me, is sacred. Protecting that is the most important thing. And I feel that this business of scalping massively undermines that, and it does it in a way that we can't control.
Fans in the UK, like in Canada, are getting gouged by scalpers. And guess who's preying on all sorts of big-name concerts here? Canada's Super Scalper, Julien Lavallée. He's hit the shows of Metallica, he bought up $21,000 worth of tickets. On Ed Sheeran, $25,000. And when Canadian superstar Drake was coming to town, he dropped another $20,000 on 102 tickets. Presumably all to be marked up and resold on StubHub. But with his big-time ambitions in the UK, he's taking some big risks.
So this is when we first saw all of the tickets when they were first went onto StubHub, all for £777.
Adam Webb is with the Fanfare Alliance, a group of music promoters and managers. He says the UK, unlike Canada, requires sites like StubHub to post details of any seller who's actually running a business.
So what does this tell us?
So this is back in late last year, and you've got quite a bit of information about the seller. So you've got the company name, I Want Tickets, Julien Lavallée, who owns the company, presumably, and then the address in Quebec.
So this transparency has allowed Webb and others to spot Lavallée all over StubHub.
So they're clearly advertised as fan-to-fan platforms. Clearly, what's happening here is not fan-to-fan activity, it's tout-to-fan activity. All of the platforms operate on that basis, but you can quite clearly see it in the case of StubHub. You know, they are active and complicit in this process.
The media took note too. Lavallée was branded a super tout, telling a reporter he pays off insiders for tickets, that he doesn't use bots, but has a staff who click like everyone else. All of it totally bananas. It helped fuel a national outcry.
What will the government do to ensure genuine fans are not fleeced by ticket touts and rogues?
Scalpers became a hot topic in Parliament. Nigel Adams is an MP and helped pass a new law making it illegal for scalpers to use bots to buy up all those tickets.
It concerns me because I'm a free marketeer, but I don't like a rigged market. And I believe that currently the ticketing industry worldwide has got an element of being rigged to it.
Adams sat front and center during parliamentary hearings into the ticket industry. StubHub was called to testify, and Adams confronted the company's lawyers.
Would it not occur to you, if you saw something that looked a bit fishy on one of your sites, so one of your sellers who was selling multiple tickets, would it not occur to your team to investigate that seller?
Absolutely not. We do not police or monitor a site, and we're not required to do so.
It's clear that there's abuse of this market going on, and just to be clear, you're saying you don't feel you have any responsibility to monitor who's selling tickets on your site?
We have no legal responsibility to monitor.
Do you have a moral responsibility? You know, there are people getting fleeced right across this country, Canada, everywhere else in the world, buying tickets in this way. And then, of course, these people have a responsibility to ensure they know who's selling those tickets and where those tickets have come from.
In the UK, it's gone beyond debate. CBC News has learned that authorities are investigating StubHub. This summer, officials raided their London offices, seizing records about StubHub's top sellers, including Julien Lavallée. But here's the problem. Laws vary around the globe, and scalpers using the internet can hide anywhere. Event security specialist Reg Walker.
There's a really fundamental lack of understanding about how touts operate, and particularly in Lavallee's case, where he's using international borders to fudge the lines between his activities. He's frustrating or obfuscating his activities, but also hampering law enforcement from investigating them as well.
We went looking for Lavallée, and the Paradise Papers led us here, off the west coast of Britain, the Isle of Man, a renowned tax haven. This is where Lavallée has registered his company, I Want Tickets, the one he lists on StubHub. But watch what happens when reporters go knocking.
Hello there, my name's Mark Daly. I'm from BBC Television. I'm also working in collaboration with some colleagues from Canada. I'm looking for Mr. Lavallée, Julien Lavallée.
Julien Lavallée. I don't recognise the name, but do you want to bear with me one moment and I'll check for you?
Yes, please, thank you. Hi there.
Sorry, I don't recognise that name.
Okay, so Julien Lavallée, he's got a business called I Want Tickets. It's registered to 11 Hope Street.
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't recognise the name.
So where is Lavallée really? Turns out he can usually be found here back in Canada. he recently rented new offices just outside Montreal. It's his home base. We've been trying for weeks to get answers from Julien Lavallée. We've called, emailed, but he won't talk to us. So I'm here with my French CBC colleagues, sitting, waiting outside his office. We're going to see if this time he might answer some questions. We want to know how he's getting his tickets and whether his international business is even legal.
Monsieur Lavallée, bonjour. On est journaliste de Radio-Canada, CBC puis du Toronto Star.
Mr. Lavallée, how are you getting so many tickets in so few minutes? How are you getting hundreds of tickets in just a few minutes?
You got our email.
Sorry?
You got our email. You can go through our process to get our information.
What is your relationship with StubHub? How much money are you making, Mr. Lavallée?
How much money are you making off the tickets? Lavallée later sent us an email stating his company works in accordance with the laws and regulations of the jurisdictions in which it operates and sells. Its mission? To offer clients around the world competitive prices to shows and events. For its part, StubHub also declined an interview. By email, the company acknowledges its top seller program, yet won't talk to us about how big it is. No comment on Julien Lavallée either, or his claim of a partnership. But StubHub says it holds all sellers to a very high standard. Toronto theatre manager John Karastamatis warns scalping is only getting worse.
The fact that it's all over the place, that the internet is not one specific place, and that these people can hide behind names, outfits, whatever, makes it impossible to actually do anything about it. It's the internet that makes all of this possible. So I don't know what can be done about it legally.
He says the laws against scalping are a patchwork. Places like Ontario, New York State, and the UK are trying to ban bots, but ultimately, he says, it may be impossible to enforce.
No one can regulate the internet yet. Governments, more or less, think scalping is not a real crime. They think, it's a victimist crime. I mean, who gets hurt? And so nobody pays a lot of attention to it.
Julien Lavallée's home province is one of the few places that bans scalping, at least on paper. But when the minister responsible sat down with her colleagues at Radio-Canada, she had no idea one of StubHub's top sellers was operating in her backyard.
Now that you know you have a big-time scalper operating in Quebec, what are you going to do?
Okay, first of all, it's not possible for me to comment a specific case and that case. But what I'd like to say is it's a new phenomenon, and if it's possible for the government to do something for more protect the consumer, we'll do it.
Back in the UK, the man who's been hunting Julien Lavallée is growing impatient. But Reg Walker is hopeful. Based on our investigation into StubHub and Lavallée, he plans to file a formal complaint with authorities in Canada.
I think if law enforcement and governments really do intend to protect consumers, Lavallée is exactly the sort of person that they should be investigating. And if they don't, they're effectively throwing music and sporting fans under a bus.